This is a crazy tactical blitz game between two legends, Mikhail, the magician, versus Garry Kasparov in Moscow 1988. Now let's go move by move and understand who is attacking what and why. e4. White takes control of the center, d5 and f5 squares, and opens lines for the queen and bishop. c5. Sicilian defense. Black attacks the d4 square from the side instead of copying with e5. Knight f3. Attacks e5 square and prepares to push d4. d6. Supports c5 pawn and controls e5. d4. White challenges the center immediately. C takes d4. Black captures the pawn. Knight take d4. Knight recaptures and comes to an active central square. Knight f6. Attacks the pawn on e4. Knight c3. Defends e4 and supports d5 square control. a6. Najorf move. Prevents bb5 and prepares queenside expansion, b5. Bishop g5. Pins the knight on f6 to the queen. Pressure on d8. e6. Breaks the pin idea slightly and prepares development. f4. Aggressive. Supports e5 push and attacks kingside. Queen b6. Attacks b2 pawn and increases pressure on d4. Queen d2. Defends b2 and prepares long castling. Queen takes b2. Poisoned pawn. Kasparov grabs the pawn. Very risky, queen can get trapped. Rook b1. Attacks the queen immediately. Queen a3. Queen escapes but stays aggressive. e5. Powerful central push. Attacks knight on f6 and opens lines. d take e5. Black captures the pawn. f take e5. Pawn recaptures and attacks the knight again. Knight fd7. Knight retreats, defending f6 and supporting e5 square. Knight e4. Knight jumps to strong central square. Attacks c5 and d6. Queen a2. Another pawn grab. Black is greedy but queen is far from defense. Rook d1. Rook comes to open file, targeting the queen and d-file pressure. Queen d5. Queen centralizes and attacks e5 pawn. Queen e3. Defends e5 and targets c5 and g5 squares. Queen take e5. Black captures the pawn. Material advantage for black now. Bishop e2. Prepares castling and develops piece. Bishop c5. Attacks knight on d4 and pressures f2 square. Knight takes c5. Knight captures bishop on c5. Queen takes c5. Queen recaptures. Queen very active but still exposed. White castles kingside. King safe, rook activated. Black also castles. Now both king safe, but Tal is ready to attack. King h1. Prophylactic move. King steps away from checks on diagonal. Knight c6. Develops knight and attacks d4 square. c3. Supports d4 square and prepares solid center. Knight d5. Knight jumps to e5. Attacks c4, d3, f3 and pressures g4. Queen g3. Queen shifts to kingside. Targets g7 pawn and prepares attack. Knight g6. Defends g7 and blocks queen attack. h4. Pawn storm begins. Attacks knight on g5/f5 squares and prepares h5. e5. Black tries to block center and control f4. Knight f5. Beautiful move. Knight jumps to f5, attacks. G7 pawn. H6 square. D6 square. E7 square. Serious kingside pressure. Queen B6. Queen retreats to defend. H5. Attacks knight on G6. Knight F4. Knight jumps to F4 attacking. G2 square. E2 bishop. H5 pawn. Counterplay attempt. Bishop take F4. White removes the dangerous knight. E take F4. Pawn recaptures. Now E-file opens near black king. Queen take G7. Boom collision. Queen captures pawn on G7. Checkmate. Why is it mate? King on G8 cannot move, H8 covered. F8 square blocked. No piece can capture queen. Rook and knight cannot help. Classic Tal finish. Sacrifice style attack with full coordination.